And up next here, Adrian Yanez versus Vinicius Salvador. And originally, before looking at the tape on this one, I was thinking Salvador potentially was a live dog here because I didn't like Yanez's last couple fights, especially his last fight where I feel like he just came in and looked like a complete idiot because, like, anybody in the world, even the biggest casual Jonathan Martinez fan there is, could have told you the game plan for Martinez was to go in there and kick, and it looked like Adrian Yanez was like going in there with no defense for the leg kick. So that was very stupid of him and his team, or maybe he just didn't execute the game plan. But yeah, having said that, digging into this one a little bit deeper, looking at these guys' fights, I got Yanez all day in this fight. I felt like Salvador potentially was live, but I just don't see many paths to victory for Salvador in this one. I mean, doesn't have a grappling threat. If anybody has the better grappling, it's Yanez by a mile. Yanez, I think, would be better suited, or it would be smarter for him to start mixing in takedowns, throwing a little bit more kicks, just being a little bit more than one-dimensional with his boxing. And his kicking game has come a long way. And he is a black belt, so I wish he would show off his grappling a little bit more. But either way, this fight, it's a good matchup for him. You look at Vinicius Salvador, this guy's kind of like a flashy point fighter that can get some, I mean, he's gotten some knockouts against real low-level opponents, and most of his wins are knockouts, but I just don't rate those fighters that he was fighting that highly. But Salvador, he's good in the pocket. I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants to bait you into the pocket where he has good eyes, good head movement, and he can kind of slip and rip on you, and he could find these nice one-shots and hurt you. And at 125, he has power for that weight division. Moving up to 35s, I just don't see him. I don't see that power translating as much, especially against these higher level opponents. I don't think many guys are going to sit there and play that game with Salvador. And I feel like Yanez is going to be smart. He's not going to just sit in the pocket. He's going to mix it up, be in and out. He's going to be feinting. He is going to be a little bit savvier than the guys that Salvador has caught. And you look at the level of opposition that Yanez is fighting in comparison to the level of guys Salvador is fighting, and Salvador's not even getting the win over these guys like Altamirano, like CJ Vergara. So unless he just catches him with something wild in an exchange in the pocket, I feel like Yanez is going to walk this guy down. He's going to put his hands together. He's going to mix in a few kicks. He's going to have the volume advantage. He's going to be the guy coming forward. Vinicius is probably going to be taunting him and trying to trick the judges, with his antics to think that he's winning the fight. But ultimately, I think Yanez is going to end up putting some damage on him and maybe even be able to get him out of there. But Salvador's pretty durable. He's tough and he's hard to hit. So I wouldn't be shocked if this one goes to decision either. Yanez by decision is a decent price. But yeah, I think Yanez is going to get this one done. I think he's going to get back on track. And I just feel like he's better everywhere. I don't see a lot of advantages for Salvador. And if he goes in here and gets knocked out or gets outboxed by a 125er with not necessarily the greatest striking to me, that's probably the end of Yanez as a prospect. So he needs to win this one, and I think he will.